Welcome to The Explainer. Today we're diving into something that could literally change everything about your wallet and the money you use. See, governments all over the world are working on a new kind of digital money, and believe me, it brings up some huge questions.
So, let's get right to it. What does this really mean for you and me? I mean, when you hear digital money, the first thing you probably think of is, will cash just disappear? Are we about to say goodbye to the bills and coins in our pockets for good?
Well, this potential replacement has a name. It's called a CBDC, which stands for Central Bank Digital Currency. And look, it's really important to get this straight. This is not like Bitcoin or other cryptocurrencies. No. Instead of being decentralized, this is digital cash that's issued and, more importantly, controlled directly by a country's government. And this isn't just some sci-fi idea. It's being actively studied right now.
But as you might guess, not everyone is thrilled about this. The source material we're digging into today throws up a huge red flag. It presents this whole shift as something that could put an unbelievable amount of power right into the hands of the government.
And to really hammer this point home, the source pulls a quote from analyst Peter Schiff, who says, and I quote, "It's even worse than paper money." Wow. Now that is a powerful statement, right? It immediately makes you ask,
Wait, why? How could digital government money possibly be considered worse than physical cash? What's the thinking behind a critique that strong?
So from this perspective, here's the core concern. A CBDC could hand the government a level of control we've never seen before. Just think about it for a second. A system where every single thing you buy is tracked, where your account could be frozen with a click of a button, and where the very idea of financial privacy just vanishes.
And that really gets to the heart of the argument from our source. The idea is that if a system like this gets put in place, all financial power gets sucked into one single place, the central government. They would be at the center of everything, with no banks in between and literally no way for you to spend your money without them watching.
Okay, so with that warning in mind, let's pivot. What's the alternative? The source proposes something completely different, a vision for money that's on the opposite end of the spectrum. But it also points out the massive walls it's up against.
So the source brings up a direct competitor, crypto that's actually backed by real physical gold. And when you put them side by side, the differences are, well, they're night and day. Instead of government control, you get independence. Instead of zero privacy, you get high privacy. And this is the big one. Instead of being backed by fiat, just the government's promise, it's backed by a tangible asset, gold.
Okay, so if this alternative exists, and it has all these features, it begs a pretty obvious question, right? Why aren't we all using it? What's the holdup?
Well, according to the source, the reason is what they call a regulatory wall. The argument is that governments basically build this maze of super intense regulations, really complicated procedures, and high costs, all of which make it almost impossible for any competitor to even get started, let alone succeed.
And here's the real kicker from the source's point of view. These obstacles aren't an accident. The claim is that this is all by design. It's a deliberate strategy to shield the government's own currency system from any meaningful competition.
all right, so we've got these two very different models on the table, the government's CBDC versus an independent gold-backed crypto. With these two forces clashing, where does that leave us? What does the source predict is going to happen next?
So, what could be the tipping point? What's the one thing that could actually force a change? According to this analysis, it's not going to be some new tech or a political debate. Nope. It's going to be good old-fashioned economics. Specifically, one word we all know: inflation.
The thinking here is pretty straightforward. As inflation keeps chipping away at the value of our money, as your dollar buys less and less, people are naturally going to start searching for a safe place to put their wealth. They'll be actively looking for alternatives just to protect what they've saved.
But what's really interesting is how the source sees this playing out. It's not predicting some big nationwide revolution that happens overnight. Instead, the forecast is for a much more gradual, bottom-up kind of shift. The idea is that you might see individual states or even regions start to take matters into their own hands, creating their own gold-backed currencies because they need to solve their own local economic problem.
And really, this all boils down to one massive question about the future of our money. As everything goes digital, what do we care about more? Is it the potential convenience of a system run by the government? Or is it the freedom that comes with an independent alternative? According to this source, that's the big choice, the fundamental trade-off that might be coming for all of us sooner than we think.